What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and today, yes, you saw that title right, I do want to talk about free agent linebacker Clay Mathews yet again. We've talked about him several times already on this channel. I've talked about how the New England Patriots, he could be a target for the New England Patriots. I talked about how he's a free agent that the New England Patriots would still be able to go after in a recent video, and I even made a video earlier this offseason about how the New England Patriots reportedly had some interest in him prior to the 2020 NFL Draft. Now, I've always been a fan of the New England Patriots grabbing some more depth here, especially at linebacker. And to me, Clay Mathews would be a great pickup for the New England Patriots. And I thought this even before Dante Hightower opted out of the 2020 season, just because when I look at our linebacker core, it's not terrible. But it has a lot of questions, and that's not really something that the New England Patriots want to do heading into the 2020 season when they're relying on their defense to continue to be successful, and they just lost all these pieces. Kyle Van Noy, Jamie Collins, Elandon Roberts. The boogeyman linebacker core is completely depleted, and then you put in Dante Hightower now to that mix. You need help at linebacker, and there's no way that you can get around that fact. You lost all four starting linebackers that you had this past season that made up the boogeyman defense, and I can't say that you completely replenished that. Of course, not only do I think it would be beneficial to the New England Patriots defense, not only do I think that this could be very beneficial for a guy like Clay Mathews, who is towards the end of his career, but needs to kind of vamp himself back up, and what's a better place to vamp it up than Bill Belichick's defense in New England, but also because it would just be, I think, a dream come true for many of us to see Clay Mathews and Chase Winovich on the same field, like two Thors on one defense. Now look, y'all, Clay Mathews, he is not the all-pro caliber talent that he was in the early 2000s. He's not still in his prime. But that's never affected Bill Belichick from picking up players who are up there in age. Belichick loves his veterans for a reason. Now, when you're younger, yes, you are more mobile. You're able to move more freely. Of course, you're usually less injury prone. But when you are a veteran, when you've been in the league for as long as somebody like Clay Mathews, you have something that these younger guys don't, and that is the thing that is so important in football, and that is experience. When you have experience, you are able to read an opposing offense that much better. You don't have to rely on your God-given talent and your God-given athletic ability to be able to make plays, because you are so smart mentally that you're able to pick up on what's happening and can jump the gun based off of the feels that you get because you've been around the league for so long. I mean, would it be great to get the all-pro caliber Clay Mathews? Yes, that is exactly what the New England Patriots could use right now at linebacker. But if they could still get that productive Clay Mathews, even the productive Clay Mathews that we saw as a pass rusher for the Los Angeles Rams this past season, beneficial to the New England Patriots easily, especially because Clay Mathews could take over that Dante Hightower role, kind of doing what Clay Mathews has always been very good at, and that's applying pressure and getting to the quarterback. I mean, even with the Rams this past season, this was considered a down season for Clay Mathews. He finished with a total of 8 sacks in 13 games. He had 8 sacks, and he didn't even play a full season. Now, if the New England Patriots were to pick up Clay Mathews, I think that he would be perfect in that role of a Dante Hightower. Now, the great thing about Dante Hightower was not just the experience and the captain aspect that he brought, but it was also the fact that he was so versatile. And I just don't think too many people realize that. Dante Hightower has never been a super flashy guy, especially over the last few years. He doesn't put up crazy stats, but it's because of the captain and versatility aspects that he brings to the Patriots defense that makes the world of difference. Even this past season, Hightower was able to play at the edge. He was able to play at outside linebacker, inside linebacker, He even played some corner and some safety, which was oddly surprising to find out. But I mean, hey, more power to you if you can do it. Hightower, though, was never a guy who you ever really wanted in coverage. Now, has he started to improve upon it over the past couple seasons? Yes, of course, but still not a guy that I'm comfortable with, and clearly not even Bill Belichick in making him a coverage linebacker. He is mainly an off-the-ball, set the edge, stop the run, pound the ball type of linebacker, and that is the aspect that I think New England should put Clay Mathews in and just pick him up already. The 33-year-old Clay Mathews had split time between playing on the ball and off the ball linebacker earlier on in his career, but as of late, more specifically over the past 2 seasons, he's played exclusively as an edge rusher. And again, earlier on in his career is when we saw bigger flashes of him, when he was making the best strides and putting up the best statistics. So I think if the New England Patriots put him at a position where, yes, you keep him on the edge most of the time, but give him the opportunity to play on the ball and off the ball, it could be very beneficial for both parties. And of course, I know there's some people going to be like, well, Patriots Global, what about Brandon Copeland? Brandon Copeland is a veteran. He's younger than Clay Mathews. He has some stuff going for him, you know. He only had essentially one good season a couple of seasons ago, but Patriots Global even said that was because the Jets used him wrong, which is completely true. But I just don't think that he has the ability like Clay Mathews does. And I think right now the New England Patriots also are going to need a guy who is able to lead them, who is able to help call plays. Because look, yes, the Patriots also, at least as of right now, have a guy like Devin McCourty in the secondary. And he's going to be a captain 100% for sure. But you also need a guy up close to the other linebackers, to the defensive linemen, being able to call cadences and switch things up, and Clay Mathews has the ability to do that, and also being able to lead the pack. Now, Brandon Copeland is a great player, but I would be more comfortable putting him in there as more of a Kyle Van Noy, a Landon Roberts type role. I don't think that putting him in as a Hightower role is going to be too beneficial. I just think that is way too much weight on him all at once, especially for a guy who is strictly a set the edge type of guy. Truth be told, there is definitely some question marks for this linebacker core as we approach training camp, as we approach the regular season, and we need to get some answers before the regular season starts. Again, the New England Patriots lost their top 4 starting linebackers in Dante Hightower, Jamie Collins, Kyle Van Noy, and Landon Roberts. You have Juwan Bentley, and I think that Juwan Bentley is a great linebacker, and I'm excited to see him take on a larger role in 2020. You do still have a guy like John Simon, who I think they'll also heavily rely on. You do have Brandon Copeland. You do have your rookies in Anthony Jennings and Josh Uche, but the thing about them is also the fact that at least for Josh Uche, these guys are mainly set the edge and blitzing type of edge defenders rather than pure on linebackers. And as we all know, Bill Belichick does not like to just throw rookies into the situation in their first year in the NFL. He kind of likes to slowly bring them into the horizon. Example, even Chase Winovich last year. So I don't even think Bill Belichick would be comfortable just throwing them into that situation. I think bringing on Clay Mathews, you're getting a pure linebacker who's able to make that difference, because the Patriots are also going to have to be in a situation where you're going to see safeties playing in that hybrid box role. Again, y'all, the Patriots had some interest before the draft. So clearly, there was some type of interest. There was some type of love in bringing Clay Mathews into the organization, and with Hightower out and another guy needing to come in and the New England Patriots freeing up cap space, I wonder if they decide to just give him a call and see what he's got. It's not going to hurt them to bring him into training camp, see what he has, see if they're able to kind of recreate this aspect after they lost their top 4 linebackers, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and you ship him off. He's not getting much looks to him. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. I guarantee you it is not going to cost you more than Hightower was supposed to make this season. You have $25 million in cap. Just give him a call and see how it goes. But that is going to be it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on Clay Mathews? Do you want him to come to the New England Patriots, or is he a guy that you'd personally skip? And if you would skip on him, who would you want to come into the organization? Let me know your comments in the comments section below. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't already. Share the video with everyone you know so we can grow the Patriots Global family. And consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already for all of your New England Patriots news. But like always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.